joy, my capacity to love. As I reach upward in prayer, I sense these qualities in my Creator. To love HaShekhinah is to love each other, to work to make our lives better. To love God is to love the world HaShekhinah created, and to work to perfect it. To love HaShekhinah is to love dreams of peace and joy that illumine all of us, and to bring that vision to life. 129. I am always reminded that dropping into Shir HaShirim, the Song of Songs, is to drop into intimacy, love, possibility, Dodili. To light candles in all the worlds that is Shabbat. To light Shabbat candles is a soul leap, pregnant with potential, into a splendid sea, in it the mystery and the fire of the sunset. Lighting the candles transforms my room, our room, into a river of light. My heart sets in an emerald waterfall, the poet Zelda. Asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. 142. Shalom Aleichem is welcoming angels into our midst. Our tradition teaches us whoever comes and says Shabbat prayers leaves with 2 angels protecting them, guiding them throughout Shabbos. Malachei ha-shalom, malachei elyonim, melech malachei hamlachim, HaKadosh Tzidkem b'shalom, malachei ha-shalom. Returning to 138, 139, paragraphs 1, 2, 5, and 9. When we reach the 9th paragraph, it is traditional to stand and face an entrance, any entrance to this sanctuary, using your entire being, heart, mind, and warm, welcoming embrace for anyone who chooses to be in our midst. Amor bezavor Lechadodi Adonai, alayich megillah. Lecha dodi, likrat kala. B'nei Shabbat, Kabbalat. Lecha dodi, likrat kala. B'nei Shabbat, Paragraph 9. Boi v'shalom, ateret ba'ala, ka'besimcha u'b'tohala, tovemudei aham seula, boi chala. One 145 at the bottom, entrances to holiness are everywhere. The possibility of ascent is all the time, even at unlikely times and through unlikely places. There is no place on earth without the presence. Facing page 144. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabba ve'alma divrach hirutei ve'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayedecho beit Yisrael ba'agala, uvizman kariv, v'immeru, amen. Yehei shmei rabba mevorach, le'olam ul'almei omaya, yitbarach, v'yishtabach, V'yitpa'ar, v'yitromam, v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, shmei d'kudisha berichu, le'elam min kol birchata, v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, Damiran be'alma v'immeru. Amen. 146. Mordecai Kaplan teaches kavanah, intention, is when we worship in public, we know our life is part of a larger life, a wave of an ocean of being, the first-hand experience of that larger life, which is the source. la, la, la. La, 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 la. 150 infinite, unbounded love. This is the prayer that we center on before affirming our faith. One 150.
אהבת עולם את ישראל, עמך אהבת, עמך אהבת. תורה ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו לימדת, אותנו לימדת. הגן אדוני אלוהינו בשוכבנו ובקומנו נשיח בחוקיך, ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו לאורך ימינו, ובהם נגה יומם ולילה, נגה יומם ולילה. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל, אוהב עמו ישראל.
152.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed.
155 together. Love your God with every heartbeat, with every breath, with every conscious act. Keep in mind the words I command you today. Teach them to your children. Talk about them at work. Whether you are tired or you are rested, let them guide the work of your hands. Keep them in the forefront of your vision. Do not leave them at the doorway of your house or outside your gate. They are reminders to do all of my mitzvot, so that you can be holy for HaShekhinah. I am Adonai, your God. I led you out of Egypt to become your God. I am Adonai, your God. Adonai Elohechem Emet. 158. So Talmud Sota teaches us this life lesson with this story. It was when the Jews, the Israelites, were fleeing Egypt and they were being pursued by the Egyptians looking to bring them back into slavery, that they arrived to the roaring sea, and each one wanted to know what to do. They turned to one another. They all turned to Moses. Moses turned to the source. The source turned back to Moses and said, Moses, do something. Moses turned to the people and said, someone do something. And then there was one, Nachshon ben Aminadav, who stepped forward into the raging sea, and with each courageous step, the water receded, and receded until he was walking on dry land. With that courage, knowing that it depends on each and every one of us, we imagine what healing could be, what redemption could be, as we sing the words of Miriam and Moses, Nachshon ben Aminadav, and the Israelites through the parted sea. Yai lai 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 la 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 la. Yai la lai 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 la la lai 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 la 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 la. Kamocha ba'elim Adonai, kamocha nehedar b'kodesh, Norah tehilot osef eleh, Norah tehilot osef eleh. Malchutecha ra'u banecha, okei ayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, Ze'elianu ve'amru, Ze'elianu ve'amru, Adonai lo le'olam va'ed, Adonai lo le'olam va'ed. Lai 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 lai. 162. There are many new ideas, and many of them have teeth and meaning and power, and they can transform us. And when it comes to our Jewish identity, I faithfully and firmly believe in what Achad Ha'am taught us. More than the Jewish people has kept Shabbat, Shabbat has kept the Jewish people. Shamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, et HaShabbat, Asod et HaShabbat, Ledorotam. את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת, שבת וינפש ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי אותי לעולם, ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי אותי לעולם, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם, ברית עולם. Source of creation, open the blocked passageways to you. The congealed places, roll away the heavy stone from the well as your servant Jacob did when he beheld his beloved Rachel. Help us open the doors of trust that have been jammed by hurt and rejection. As you open the blossoms in spring, even as you open the heavens in storm, open us to feel your great, awesome, wonderful presence. 164. We open the Amidah together, each of us moving belachash in a whisper, privately in an inner prayer space, through page 180 when you've completed your own prayer. Work your way back to your seats. Now, as you are able, we receive the Amidah standing together.
יהיו לרצון אמרי פי והגיון ליבי לפניך אדוני צורי וגואלי אדוני צורי וגואלי עושה שלום ממרומיו הוא יעשה שלום הוא יעשה שלום עלינו יעשה שלום עלינו עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום הוא יעשה שלום עלינו יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל our voice as one, and we say, Amen.
183, we read responsively, let us praise Adonai, source of knowledge and light, from whom we draw wisdom and insight.
Let us savor the fullness of each and every day and fill our souls with the treasures of Shabbat. And let us appreciate these distinctions, sacred from profane, charity from greed, purpose from drift.
Let us affirm our covenant as Hamakor's people. Let us honor those who study Torah. Let us uphold the truth of ongoing revelation.
Let us celebrate the glory of our tradition and draw refreshment from the wellsprings of prayer. Let us respect tradition and encourage creative faith.
And let us dress ourselves in the garments of the sacred, compassion for the needy, embrace of the stranger, and then spread the canopy of peace over all the world. On the facing page.
Magin avot bidvaro,
Chaye metim b'mamaro, Ha'el hakadosh she'en kemohu, Hameniach le'amo, Yom Shabbat kodsho, Bam shatza lehaniach lahem, כי פעם רצה להניח להם, לפניו נעבוד ביראה ופחד, ונודה לשמו בכל יום תמיד מעין הברכות. אל ההודעות אדון השלום, מקדש השבת ומברך שביעי, ומניח בקדושה לעמדו שני עונג, זכר למעשה בראשית. With the Amidah fresh on our hearts, we turn our prayers to members of our community who are in need of healing. Page 371. I ask that our prayers go out this evening to Claude Schleuderer, Lou Klein, Todd Albelli, Mark Aldrich, Sally Anderson, Amelia Byers, Audrey Cohen, Irene Dillon, Angela DeMare, David Fay, Ellie Edelwitz, Ilona Johnson, Ken Lyjak, Karen Martinez, Susan Otsenes, Merle Perlmutter, Zorian Pinsky, Milton Rosen, Kahana Skalnick, Bev Ushko, Ben Wilder, Lauren Petties. If you would like to add names when my eyes meet yours, please do.
May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Yisheberach Imotenu Mekor habracha le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Yesterday, I spoke to someone very dear to me, and they had lost a loved one in their family. And one of the children would not be coming to the funeral. Imagine, neither Abraham, Sarah's husband, nor Isaac, Sarah's son, were with her when she died. Funerals, births, bar mitzvahs, weddings, I have learned that whatever is good and positive in your family throughout your lifetime, when it comes to those moments of life cycle, your family will shine with that goodness. And whatever has been painful or difficult, dysfunctional, or hurtful in your relationships, they will be showcased and unfold at every one of those moments. Our portion this week is Chaye Sarah, and it really does open with Sarah's death. And truly, she is alone. That's not a good death. Those are not the deaths that I hope to walk you through or ever would want for myself. It is true that later in the portion, Abraham does arrive back to Beersheba. His wife is dead, but he makes a big deal at that point to acquire the land and the rights and the place to bury her exactly where he sees fit, exactly where he sees will give her the most honor. And he does. But still, Isaac is a no-show for her burial. And you know, even the kavod that Abraham shows her in this hefsed as he eulogizes her does not make up for the fact that she was alone when she died. Do we want to bring kavod to the people we love after they have let go of their hold on life? Or do we want to express, lean into, and live that kavod when they are alive? Next week, families across this nation will be gathering for shared meals and family time. And this is a blessing. And it is also a complicated venture for many families. I did a visit to one of our congregants today and learned that their family get-together would be timed so that in the earlier time, one of the children could arrive, and in the later time, another child could arrive. You're smiling, but let me say to you that I am going to say 1 out of every 3 families lives. 1 out of every 3 loving families lives with some level of estrangement. I actually want to say to you, 1 out of every 2, and as I was putting my thoughts together, I tried to go through the synagogue list, and I can only tell you I'm really close, somewhere between 1 out of every 2 and 1 out of every 3. And so many of our families just are amazing, and we struggle. When we come together, how do we cultivate and further the blessings and avoid the traps of hurt, misunderstanding, and inherent challenges of families? Psychology Today says family estrangements occur when at least one family member begins distancing themselves from another because of long-standing negativity in their relationships. The Atlantic reports a shift in American family values is fueling estrangements. So just for those of us who are here, take a moment. And don't be entertained by me and my stories. I'll go to my family, you go to your family, and imagine if you or your extended family has experienced the challenges of estrangement of a family member. So like any learning that I have in this world, I go to Torah to understand it better. And so we hear in last week's portion, the child grew, that was Isaac, and was weaned, and Sarah saw the son of Hagar, that was Ishmael, the Egyptian, whom she had borne to Abraham, who Hagar the Egyptian had borne to Abraham a son, and that son mitzachek. Mitzachek. If you're listening, you know that it sounds a lot like misachek. Mitzachek, misachek. Misachek means to play. Mitzachek actually doesn't mean anything, but we do know the root, and the root is tzadi, chet, kuf, which means tzachak, laugh. And so Ishmael, and with the mem in front, was causing him to laugh. What was Ishmael doing with Isaac that so threatened Sarah? What was the older brother doing with the younger brother? Was Ishmael mocking Isaac, as so many of our English translations like to put on the word that has no translation? Was he entertaining and engaging him? Was he making faces and jesting and trying to get the little one to laugh? I have learned with my bonus children, my stepchildren, that however my relationship grows and changes with both of my stepchildren, my bonus children, they each have their own relationship with my 3 biological children that is separate and distinct from me. Families are complex and complicated. Relationships between siblings, bonus siblings, that's the Scandinavian name for step-siblings. Sounds a lot nicer. And siblings born to the same 2 parents are profoundly affected by parents, meaning good or not meaning good, as we learn from the Torah. And that influence uniquely affects how the children are with one another. With the interference of Sarah and the intervention or lack of intervention of Abraham, it will actually take a lifetime for Ishmael and Isaac to find their way back to one another. And what of Hagar? What of Hagar? What does she feel when, after she became part of Sarah and Abraham's family, as a surrogate, providing for them, birthing Ishmael to build up their household? What does it feel like for Hagar to have Sarah turn on her and call for Hagar and Ishmael to be banished from the family home? Genesis 21:10, drive out this surrogate, says Sarah, with her son. For the son of that Amah, another word that's very hard to translate, it sounds like Ima. Amah. Ima spelled with an aleph, aleph mem aleph, Amah spelled with a hey. For the son of that surrogate will not inherit with my son, with Isaac. What is it? When is it? Why do we feel threatened, belittled, not seen, vulnerable, that we don't have enough, insulted or hurt? And what of parents and children? What is the all that we as parents hope to bestow upon our own children? And when is that all too much? Genesis 22:9, they arrived at the place of which God had spoken to him. Abraham built the altar there, arranged the wood. He bound Isaac, his son, and he placed him on the altar atop the wood. Abraham stretched out his hand and took the knife to slaughter his son. Having just read the Akedah last week, of course, we know that God intervenes, and Abraham does not slaughter Isaac. Next week, we're gathering as families. It's family truth time. Does Isaac feel that he has been sacrificed by his father, who intensely hoped to follow his own faith? And back to where we started this week's portion, after Sarah's death. 25:1, Abraham proceeded and took a wife, Vayikach Isha, a new wife. Her name was Keturah. For melded families, I, as one, can speak to the beauty and the complications of melded families, step-parents, bonus parents, stepchildren, bonus children. Tradition has it that Keturah was not a new wife at all, but was in fact Hagar. Abraham remarried Hagar, rebuilt his life with Keturah, Hagar. Her deeds, Rashi teaches us, were as beautiful as incense, Keturah, or the Aramaic, which means Keturah, to be restrained. Hagar was restrained and held herself chaste until after Sarah let go of her hold on life and Abraham reunited with her, his other wife. 25:7, our portion comes to a close. Now these are the days of the years of Abraham's life, which he lived, 100 years, 70 years, and 5 years. And Abraham expired and died at a good old age, zaken, mature and old, sovea, content. And he was gathered to his people. The Torah gives us insight into the complications of families and relationships, parents and children, bonus families, siblings. The Torah is genius in its depiction of the strengths the fragility, the complexities, the vulnerabilities of family and familial relationships. But ultimately, we each hope to grow old and feel what Abraham felt, sove'a, content. Content with the love and embrace of our complicated stories. Tonight is an opportunity. What do each one of us need to do? What is the work that I have to do? The reflections that I would benefit from. The understandings that I can galvanize and bring with me and bring with us to our family gatherings next week. So a moment to just update you as to where we are. Tomorrow morning, Shabbat at 9 a.m. Hopefully there are young families that are watching tonight that will be here tomorrow morning to meet me for Shabbat here in the chapel. Sunday, Zimit Learning Adventure begins at 9:30 a.m. And then, of course, there will be a November break the following week. Next week, Tuesday morning meditation will go on as scheduled, as it will be led virtually by our rabbinic intern, Jack Sherritt. So for those who love keeping up this weekly tradition, Jack has blessed us by taking over the fourth week of each month so that the Torah learning continues. All of my other classes on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are, of course, not happening next week and will continue the last week of November. Our strategic planning committee, together with the Rabbinic Search Committee, still have available 2 more listening sessions, Wednesday, November 30th, in person, Sunday, December 4th, in person. Check your emails on the website to give your feedback and to be heard about what are the things that are important to you in the next rabbi for our congregation. From my estimation, every single member of this congregation should participate in one of the 3 sessions, because that's really the way that the search committee can hear you. What's been important to you in the last 22 years? What will be important to you in the next 22 years? Friday, December 2nd, the first of 4 special Shabbatot, a new initiative this year. We are moving our Kabbalat Shabbat celebration from the chapel or the sanctuary to the Shabbos table, meaning it will not be a formal prayer time. It will be a time of Shabbos connection. Bring your own veggie meal and bring someone that you want to sit next to, and then space at your table for someone you don't yet know. And we are going to have a traditional Shabbat meal, meaning filled with song, filled with a lot of talking and getting to know one another and delicious eating, a little bit of Torah talk the way we would at a traditional table, just without prayer books, just Torah talk. And we'll hold a place for healing prayers and for Kaddish. Short of that, it will be a night of celebrating Shabbat, receiving Shabbat around the communal table. I'm hoping that you will put all 4 of these Shabbatot, 1 each season, on your calendar and really come. We have so many new members, and this is really the way that we can begin to get to know one another and rebuild and build forward as a community. Everything is 6 o'clock until it's not. Everything is 6 o'clock. Thank you for asking. Check the website. Zemer and musical offerings, join our Chazanit, Alexandra, and fellow musicians and singers to rehearse for the first night of Hanukkah. This year, we are going to do the first night of the candle lighting on Sunday. If you want to be part of this, please reach out to Cantor at cehv.org. Rehearsals will be here at Synagogue on Wednesday, December 7th from 6 to 7, 6, see? And Wednesday, December 14th, 6 to 7. Hanukkah community candle lighting is going to be amazing. There's a latke off, meaning make the best latke that you can. We're going to have 3 judges, 1 child, 2 adults, 1 parent, and 1 whose is beyond whose children are launched. And there is a monetary gift for the first, second, and third prize of the latke off, I'll just say.
That makes a good latke.
See if John will come and bring his latkes. It should be a great evening. Look at the lineup. It is Sunday, December 18th at 4 p.m., okay? And finally, Mahjong is back. Our High Holy Day lockbox has morphed into our Sustain Our Community lockbox. If you did not have the privilege of making a donation, or if you can in this next month, before the end of the year, help us to really meet our goals and our needs, please visit the lockbox. All of our ongoing work, the Backpack Project, the Ukrainian-American youth, Ukrainian-American support as we partner with the Youth Association, the Blue Fridge, the Christmas feast, all of these projects, the Thanksgiving sandwich making, all of these projects need your input. Look on the website, find out how to be involved. And finally, the Israel trip. We have an informational meeting on the first Wednesday of December here at Synagogue. I'm pretty sure it's 7 o'clock. And we have 2 weeks later a date by which, if you're planning on coming to Israel, you have to have your deposit in. So the time is getting close. We need to solidify things. If you have any questions, please reach out to Alexa or reach out to me. But now is the time. Amazing. Sorot Tovot, any good news before we move to close our service? Any good news that anyone would like to share? Sharon.
My grandson, who's a freshman at Performing Arts High School, was the only freshman cast in the play.
Oh my God, I just got chills. So Jackson is the only freshman in his high school, he's new to the high school, that was cast in the school play this year. Oh my gosh. What's the play? Oh, that's so. Let me know when it is. If I can, I'll come down and see it. Okay? If it's not on on Shabbos. Amazing, amazing. Thank you for sharing that.
Alex was a freshman at Kingston. She was the only freshman.
And look what happened. Uh-oh. That's good news. That's old good news.
One of the other moms said, well, it was good to work it out, but they never take a freshman.
Oh, and she had to eat her words. Other good news. Other Sorot Tovot. Oh. Oh my goodness, that's really good news. That's really good news. We're going to have all 5 of our children, all identified partners, and our grandson together on this weekend because we're going to Philly. Not this weekend, next weekend.
I'm going to the very lead son, supposed to have to grade tomorrow
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful, David. Thank you so much, David. That's beautiful. Last, anyone last? Like to, let's go. Yisrael.
Okay. You know, I have a lot of children. They are 6, God bless you all. All are grown and follow their careers highly successfully.
Nice.
You know, one of them is doing electronic weapons for United States. Another is doing the electronic machines, including Corona for United States. Another one is very good policeman. Anyways, I am left with the little one. He's joining military.
Oh.
So,
Wow.
yeah, in their interviews, I had been interviewed by the governor officials, and they came home. And they said, we are coming to see the background of the family, how this intellectuality is, where you come from, all of that. I said, welcome. And they want like 5 minutes outside. I said, no, our tradition doesn't allow you to talk to me outside of the door. Come in. So they came, they have the honor to interview me, and I was honored, of course. Yeah, and they said the last words. I said, I dedicate my children for Israel, America, and for God. So,
Very beautiful. Beautiful.
I said a couple words of blessing, and you know, I told them just like lecha, go for it.
When you'll keep us updated, we will hold him. May it be a very positive and fulfilling and lead to many opportunities, and mostly may he be safe.
Amen.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I'm going to ask that you turn with me in our Sidurim, in our prayer books. I'm sorry. To page 594. It is a fearful thing to love what death can touch. A fearful thing to love, hope, dream, to be, and oh, to lose. A thing for fools this, and a holy thing to love. For your life has lived in me, your laugh once lifted me. Your word was gift to me. To remember this brings a painful joy. 'Tis a human thing, love, a holy thing to love what death has touched. So as we hold our loved ones in our hearts, we begin with those who are observing their Shana. If you are in your year of grief, I ask that you stand now. And the opportunity to say the names of your loved ones.
My husband, Arnie.
For those named and for those of our whole congregation that I hold in my heart here, together, as you remain standing, I will say the names of yahrzeits of loved ones who died in years past, whose yahrzeits are being observed to this evening. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be for a blessing. Rosa Appel, Nathan Blotnick, Selma Bitz's father, Ray Dornbush, Paula Forst, Ruth Wally's mother, Minnie Goldberg, Leon Gross, Joseph Hazen, Aaron Katz, Betty Klein, Bertha Lichtenstein, Fred and Joan Quarterer's loved one, Hilda Lifshitz, Adele Corvin's loved one, Rose Lubowitz, Susan Hirsch's mother, Rose Mann, David Myers, Karen Wilder's brother, Ronald Newsom, Celeste Whittam's father, Saul Ritchie, Sam Satinsky, Kitty Satinsky's loved one, Miriam Mary Shapiro, Russell Shapiro's wife, Tilly Vogel, and Jonathan Cohn, Barbara and Joe Cohn's infant son. May their memories be for a blessing. As you are standing with those who have already been standing, so the rest of the community stands with you. Shoulder to shoulder, saying Kaddish, supporting one another, and weaving into our support and love for the people of every race and nation who live their lives as a blessing to humanity. 598. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divra chirute v'yamlich malchute, v'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam ul'almei olmaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'am v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yithalev v'yithalal shmei dekudesha barichu le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiram be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shmaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol b'nei Adam v'imru amen. Please be seated. 649.
May we be blessed as we go on our way. May we be guided in peace. May we be blessed
With health and joy, may this be our blessing. May this be our blessing. Amen. 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 May this be our blessing. Amen.
May we be sheltered
By the wings of peace, may we be kept in safety and in love. May grace and compassion find their way to every soul. May this be our blessing. Amen. 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 May this be our blessing. Amen. 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 May this be our blessing. Vayihi erev vayihi voker yom hashishi. Vayichulu hashamayim va'aretz v'chol tzeva'am. Vayichol Elohim bayom hashvi'i. Melachto asher asaha. Vayishpot bayom hashvi'i. Mikol melachto asher asaha. ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי, ויקדש אותו, כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו, אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. סברי. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, בורא פרי הגפן, אמן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר קידשנו במצוותיו ורצה בנו בשבת קודשו, באהבה וברצון הנחילנו, זיכרון למעשה וראשית, כי הוא יום תחילה למקרא קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת עם כל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. אמן. המוציא לחם מן הארץ, we give thanks to the one above. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Shabbat shalom, everybody. Shabbat shalom.